WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.
This morning, but not a surprise. It's November, so we knew things were going to change, and just slightly above the freezing numbers. So it's about 34 degrees, 35 degrees this morning. And we'd like to welcome you to the weekly broadcast of the Ask Welfare Rights program. My name is Maureen Taylor, and I work with Michigan Welfare Rights, and I'm here with my colleague who is the National Welfare Rights Union chairperson, Marion Kramer. So, Marion, would you say good morning and welcome to our audience?
Oh, it's so good to be out. And then good morning to all of you. I hope that you have something to be able to educate the community what is going on, on your street or around in your neighborhood, and let us know about it, where we could also get it out to other people. Maureen, look at how nice and bright that number is.
It's so nice and bright and big. Mm-hmm. Okay,
that's what I like.
I know.
Big.
I know.
And the phone number, you see it down below, 313-86. I can't see. I didn't see.
Look at the big numbers.
Yeah, that's what I have to say. The number is 313-868-4336.
Okay.
And 313-868-0351. And the last numbers that if you can't get none of those other numbers, try this number. 313-868-0342. Please turn your TV down should you be, you end up getting on the program. We won't be able to hear you if you are too good if you don't turn that TV down.
Did you want to say anything about the website?
Yeah, I'm going to. Did you see me turn my head?
I was just wondering.
Did you see me turn my head?
Go right here.
And those of you that are, that work on computers and what have you, you can dial www.tv33whpr.com. All right, let's go, Maureen. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, okay. Well, we got two very, very difficult court cases. Mm-hmm. And the one, we've talked about this before, Kyle Rittenhouse. He was 17 years old when he was 17, and the mama got him in the car because he said he wanted to go to the protests that were happening across state lines. And she put this kid in the car. And he went and got his or somebody's AR-15 assault weapon. And the mother drove him over state lines. He didn't live in Wisconsin. And the mother drove him over state lines so that he could go to where the protest was happening, where, what's the guy's name? Mr. Clark, is that his name? Yeah. Got shot 6 or 7 times in the back. And people were protesting this police brutality. And so moms takes him over, drops him off and tells him, call me when you're ready to come back, and I'll come and get you. So
Somebody should have arrested her.
You know, yeah, she's
the one that needs to be
There's
arrested.
something wrong with this one. So his case is about, he's a young white kid, and he's 18 now, and he shot 3 white men, killed 2 of them. One of them, Marion, he shot 4 times with an assault rifle. And his declaration at his court hearing is that he's not guilty because he had to defend himself. So he come across state lines to defend himself. So that case is going on, and that one is really wild because the judge is so strange.
It looks
So-
like the judge needs to be taken
gets-
off of that case, period.
Well, he looked like he needs some mental health. The judge got all kind of wild things going on. And the jury is now into their 4th day. Today is their 4th day of deliberation. So, waiting to see, what are they going to say. And then, by contrast, you have this other case of Ahmaud Arbery. And that's the young African-American worker, the black worker that was jogging. And this is the one that's in, is it Brunswick, Georgia, someplace in Georgia. And this particular case is interesting because there are 3 white men that chased him, surveyed him, chased him, and then Mr. McMichael, that's what they're calling him.
The one that
It's the one that shot him. A 12-gauge shotgun, and shot this kid 3 times. First bullet, they said, the Arbery had grabbed the muzzle of the gun. I'm sure he did, trying to, Lord have mercy. And the first shot went off because Mr. McMichael had access to the trigger, and he pulled the trigger, and the bullet went through his hand. So he was already incapacitated and ended up getting shot 2 more times. There's a picture during the court case that they showed of Arbery's T-shirt that he had on, and you could see the hole in the back, which was about the size of a very large grapefruit.
with a shotgun, yes.
So that case is going on, and that case is presenting a whole lot of twists and turns because Mr. McMichael and his dad, friends with law enforcement and whatnot, and their neighbor, who they call, come on out and let's take pictures. So it was 2 of them in the car. And so the prosecutor of these 3 people, particularly Mr. McMillan, it's a lady prosecutor, and she said, let me just get this right during part of her examination proceedings. She said, let me get this right. Arbery was running ahead of you, yes. And he did not have any jerky movements. He didn't turn around and curse at you or scream at you or any of that. Guy said no. He said you had Confederate license plates on the front and the back of your truck, right? He said, yeah. You had a gun rack in the body of the truck. Yes. The shotgun was on the rack, and everybody could see it. Yeah. And let me just get this right. That's her talking. You felt that he might be able to turn around, run back to your truck, your daddy in the flatbed calling names, but you thought Arbery was able to turn around, jump back, and grab the shotgun from behind you off the gun rack and do you bodily harm. He said, well, I was thinking that. Oh, boy. All right. So, she's got this case wrapped up that this could not have been, I feared for my life. Then the defense attorney for these 3 white guys, they're arguing. The one guy is arguing Reverend Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson was in the courtroom. And that what we don't need is a whole lot of black preachers coming to the court case to influence the jury. We don't need that. So, of course, Reverend Al, once he heard that, he went and organized 100 preachers, and they're there starting yesterday. So we got all these preachers up there yesterday. But it takes D.L. Hughley, Marion, if you have not heard him.
He is really good.
He is on top of this one here, and he asked a very interesting question. Under what circumstances could there be too much Jesus in the courtroom? Reverend Al didn't go get Jewish rabbis. He didn't get Muslims. He didn't get folks from the Baha'i faith. He didn't get Hindus. He went and got 100 black Baptists, evangelicals, and that's who came. And how could you have too much Jesus when each one of the folks that were in the courtroom were asked to raise your hand and put your other hand on what? On the Bible. So where is it that religion meant something bad on behalf of this court case? I mean, this thing is just, it's wild.
You know what? You don't.
It's
have
wild.
To, you don't have to. You sit around the table and talk about our history and how hard it was for us to survive what we had to grow up in.
You can't talk about critical race theory no more now. That's forbidden. No more of that history.
Please. And these suckers are sitting up there letting these people get off with anything they want.
Well,
The Republican person can stand in the gallery, or they can or what have you, and scream and talk about people can't do what they should not be talking and all that type of stuff. And the idea that they have the opportunity to stand up and say, well, this person should have been killed. Now, if you and I say something like that in D.C., they coming for us.
Well, you talking about the Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez case where Mr. Gosar got a cartoon of him killing her.
Yeah.
And then told the president in the same cartoon, you better be careful because you're next. And apparently, look at all the men in the Congress, in the legislature, that thought it was okay to threaten death of that young woman.
Yeah.
They was okay with it.
Yeah, and she was profound the other day.
Yeah, her comments were absolutely on target. I mean, but Marion, we got 2 court cases that are going crazy, and the VAR corrected me. He said, no, Ma, we got a 3rd one. I said, well, which one am I missing? You remember 2-3 years ago now, maybe even longer, the case in Virginia where the Nazis and I forgot the name of the other group. It'll come back to me. Marching through the streets in Virginia. That's where the car ran over that and killed that young girl who was protesting. And that's 3 or 4 years ago now. And the Nazis are the ones, and the Klan pulled this march together. I remember Reverend Barber and some other folks were down there for some other kind of things, and they had to whisk them off while they were talking on the microphone for safety. But anyway, the residents of that town in Virginia said, these guys that pulled together this anti-black, anti-woman, anti-Catholic march need to have some compensation ordered for them to pay us because of all this stuff they were doing. And I didn't even realize that there was a court case. What I remember about that is the group was walking through the street with those tiki torches talking about the Jews will not replace us. The Jews will not replace us. And here they are in a demonstration at night and beating folks up, all this kind of stuff. So the residents say, we're not taking that mess. And they pointed out folks that they knew. And it's about 21 of them that they recognize. And those are the ones that are on trial. Carla, I will be right with you. Hold on just a second. And those are the ones that are on trial, Marion. And yesterday, the prosecutors in that case in Virginia is talking about each one of the 21 ought to be charged with ethnic intimidation, and I forgot the other charges, but she's talking about at least $3 or $4 million apiece. So, that's the third trial. All kind of stuff. They in the courtroom talking about bad words, the N word, the G word, all of this kind of stuff. So we got all manners of attacks on democracy, attacks on equality, all kind of stuff going on all across the country while we're trying to figure out how to keep body and soul together. I tell you. Woo, Lord. All right, let's take a couple of these calls. Caller, thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. So you are on the air, caller.
I'm on the air now?
Yes, you're on the air. We can hear you.
Okay, listen, there are 17 people in 17 people in you. I didn't think I was going to be in there. I can't even think. In Cuba, black people that's being kidnapped. Have y'all talked about that? You should talk about that until they get off the air. Until they get unkidnapped. And they want $17 million for each person. And these are black people.
Now you talking about in Haiti.
In Haiti.
Yeah, that's not Cuba. All right. That's that religious group. Right, okay, and the folks that are holding them hostage are asking for $1 million per person.
Right.
Yeah, we know about the case. I haven't heard anything new about it. Have you?
Well, y'all need to talk about it until they get some people out of there. You need to talk about it every day, because that's crazy. These people are religious people. They praying to God, and they want, and all these rich white preachers can't give up $17 million.
Interesting point of view. Okay.
Stay on the air until they get these people out. Say we're gonna stay here until we get these people out, and we're gonna talk about all these rich preachers. They call themselves preachers, and the man and his money. What the Bible say about a man and his money?
Okay. All right. I'm glad you're keeping up with that international story. Okay.
Well, they need to get on that, because these are religious people know that help.
Well, we got religious people being
for them.
Yeah, we got religious people being kidnapped all over the earth.
Yeah.
And we got non-religious people being kidnapped all over the earth.
Well, I know about this one. I don't know about the other one.
Yeah.
But I know they black, and that's why they not being paid for.
How do you know they're black?
Because they said they was black. They're from Ohio. The preacher was black. They let him go to talk to America to get the money.
Oh, okay.
Are y'all keeping up with it? Y'all should keep up with it. Why you're not keeping up with it?
I'm aware of the case. Mm-hmm. I'm aware of the case. It's just hard to get information about it because it's happening in another country. And well, so,
700 Club is where I heard it from, and I know they got $17 million too. I called them and told them off.
That's a good thought.
A man and his money. And 700 Club, they say they prejudiced. How you gonna be prejudiced and how you gonna be prejudiced and be religious? I just don't know that.
Well, let me sing my favorite song to you, caller. Welcome to America. Okay, that goes on all the time. Right. All right, I'm glad you're keeping up with that case because I have not heard anything about that in a couple of weeks now.
Y'all got to keep up with. Y'all got more input than I do. You're on TV. I was trying to get on your station to do something, but I don't have the money yet.
Okay, I'm glad you brought it up today so we can all be more alert and can all try to focus on exactly what's going on with that group of folks, okay?
Yes, Norma Taylor.
And thank you very much. Marion says she can't hear that. All right. All right, caller, thank you for raising that again. This young lady's talking about the kidnapping that is going on in Haiti. And it's a religious organization down in Haiti to do missionary work. And they were kidnapped. And I haven't heard anything about it in a couple of weeks, so I'm assuming that the State Department is involved with trying to get them back. But young lady raised that, and it's a good thing that she did because I haven't seen or heard anything about it. So many other things going on in the news, they pushed that story off the air. So
right, it's not no more important than the little white girl that her boyfriend killed They was all on that.
Yes, I remember. And looked like the boyfriend committed suicide. That's the one you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. Too much violence. A lot of violence in America, isn't it?
Girl.
Oh, a lot of violence in America. I understand. All right, caller.
This is Armageddon time. That's why.
Well, I don't know. I don't.
But this is what I said. This is what I'm saying. You don't know, but I'm saying it's Armageddon time.
I don't believe in the kind of God that would kill us all.
No.
You know, I think we got.
Who said it was God? God ain't got nothing to do with that. You know? Okay, don't say that. I don't never think God do nothing like that. But you know the devil exists, all right? Always
The
remember
devil
the devil.
does exist. The
All
devil
right, well,
does
remember
exist.
that. Don't put God's name in that stuff.
All right, dear.
All right.
All right, ma'am.
All right. Bye-bye.
And thank you. All right, 868-0342, 868-0351, or 868-4336. All right, Mary, we're going to wait for a few more minutes and see if we can get our
Linda
Highland Park report.
and
And who in Highland Park is aware of what churches are giving out turkeys? You know, you all got a lot of churches in Highland Park. And I was talking to Miss Gracie about this the other day. The only one I knew last week, and that was Edgar Vance Church up on DeQuinder. And Reverend Vance Church was giving out turkeys. I don't know if that's going to go on or not. But Gracie said she had not stumbled onto any Highland Park churches passing out turkeys. So if you are a listener and viewer today, and you are aware of turkeys being given out for folks in Highland Park, call us at the station, 868-433-0351 or 0342. Now, Marion, I called you yesterday because, you know, we've been having these arguments with these utility companies, right? All right. So we had a conversation yesterday, and Marion already asked you to get your pen and your paper and make certain that you take those things and bring them to the phone because you about to need them now.
this is a pen.
You know,
And this is a piece of paper.
there you go. That's what they look like. All right, hold on just a moment. We'll take this caller right here and see if this is the Highland Park report. Caller, you're on the air. Thank you for calling. Ask Welfare Rights. You are on the air.
Grand Rising.
Here we go. Here comes the Highland Park report. And
This is the Highland
good
Park
morning.
report. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, turkeys, I do understand that the city received turkeys, but I haven't heard when they're going to distribute it yet.
What she said?
She said that she heard that the city of Highland Park has received turkeys, but she doesn't have any details. Okay, well, you know, the season starts next Thursday. So,
Right.
yeah, okay, so, all righty. Well, go ahead, Miss Linda, and let's give us our Highland Park report.
Well, as far as there's still the vaccinations that people will fill out Monday, Friday, 2 to 8 p.m.,
Now, say that again, Monday and Friday,
2 p.m. to 8 p.m.
2 to 8. I thought it was Monday and Wednesday.
I'm sorry, Monday and Wednesday, you're right.
The reason I know that is because I sent some people there Wednesday. So
I'm sure you called me to get the
Okay.
date, the time correct.
All right, Monday and Wednesdays from 2 to 8, okay?
Yes, Friday and Saturday, 9 to 3.
Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
p.m.
Very good, okay?
A Fresno, a transition of a Highland Parker, great Highland Parker, former council president. I'm sorry, former council member. I'm a little bit emotional when I say this because I love this man. Frank Ross has made a transition last night.
Frank Ross.
Who? Say that again. What's the name?
Frank Ross. He was one of our.
Frank Ross.
Mm-hmm.
And he joined the elders yesterday?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was a city council member at one time.
That's what she was
But
saying.
he did,
Oh boy.
I haven't seen Frank in a long time. What about you, Linda?
I saw him 2 years ago. I didn't see him last year or this year.
So I'm going to assume that it's too early for any arrangements.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Well, for the residents of Highland Park that may have been supporters of that person, Welfare Rights sends our condolences. Things do happen to us from time to time, okay?
Yeah.
All right, all right. Well, now the other thing is, Miss Linda, if you make any calls while we're still on the air and you hear something about turkeys, and whatnot, we're going to need you to call back in because by next Friday, the season to be, or the holiday will be over.
I'll try my best.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for sharing a little bit this morning. So we always look forward to the Highland Park report, okay?
I look forward to seeing the Highland Park report and sharing with community and friends.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Linda.
Thank you.
All right, dear.
Bye-bye.
All right. 868-4336, 868-0351, or 868-0342.
I want to bring this up, Maureen, and I've been kind of watching it too on it. There seems to be, I was telling my daughter last night, I said, feel like I'm back in the old days when we used to have to take over the welfare office. Because they slipping and sliding such stuff in that people don't know what to do. And I called one of our staff people, and I said, "Have you heard about people having a problem getting their food stamps?" She said, "Yeah, I was one." I said, and I said, "Well, let's get on it, and we're gonna kind of check out that and see what's going on and why are people beginning to have problems again, like the old period." So if you have problems, please call on Mondays at the Michigan Welfare Rights Organization, and please call in and let us know whether or not you are having problems there. All right now, and when you call in, please don't go over and over again of saying what your phone number is. But we are also, people are also there on Wednesday.
Well, they can just leave a message.
Yeah,
they don't
they
have
can,
to wait
yeah.
around. You call today. 313-964-0618. Leave your name and leave a phone number.
Yes.
And leave it clearly enough. We'd like you to leave the phone number 2 times
Yes.
so that we can hear you, and one of us from Welfare Rights can call you back. So you have problems with food stamps like Marion is suggesting, call the Welfare Rights Office,
And
313-964-0618. Caller, we'll be right with you.
The
Go ahead,
second
Marion.
thing is we have a case right now that I am very weary about what had happened to this young lady. And that is, if you are sitting out here and found out that you had money that came in, was supposed to be, you were okayed for the money that came from, D.C. about
Sarah.
Sarah. And you have not received that money as of yet. But although you received a letter saying that you were okayed, you need to also call the office and let us know what's going on.
Okay. Caller, you've been very patient. Thank you for waiting, and thank you, caller, for calling. Ask Welfare Rights. You're on the air, caller.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Well, I'm really calling about you were looking for somebody to make tea cakes.
Oh my God, where did you come
Yes.
from? Yes.
Yes. Now, are you claiming to be somebody that knows somebody else that knows how to make tea cakes, or do you know how to make tea cakes?
I'm the real lady. I'm the real person.
All right. Listen. I need you to call Welfare Rights in 2 minutes.
Okay. Well,
And I want you to take the number because
Okay.
You know, we gonna check your credentials and see who you are. We gonna check you out. Now call Welfare Rights, and the message you gonna leave is, I'm the real lady that knows how to make tea cakes. All right, call 313-964-0618. 964-0618.
That's good. Someone
All right,
finally came step forward.
Okay, now you got the number, ma'am?
Okay, let me repeat it. 964-0618.
Yes, ma'am. And we're going to need, you call down the Welfare Rights as soon as you hang up talking to us, and leave your name and leave your phone number, and we're going to call you back and get an investigation going on about you right away. But if it turns out you know how to make tea cakes, we're gonna fix this, okay?
Yes, we're gonna fix it, because we're gonna make sure Maureen is not the person that opened up the bag, because she beat and ate all of them.
And that'll be the case. All right, ma'am, I'm so glad you called.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
All right, we'll be in touch. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you for calling.
All right, and you know, Dr. King told me he's got a lady that's at his church that was part of the group when he was inaugurated there, and she knows how to make ambrosia. So I said, well, you know, have her call. You know, my eyes got big. What? All right, so we looking for the tea cake and the ambrosia ladies. Look like we might have found the tea cake lady, so we're going to have to get back to her. So, all right, Marion, you was talking about this case.
You know, this young lady was, she was okayed for the program.
You're talking about the SARA program, CERA, that we've been talking about for months.
She was okayed, and it's strange that our stuff should have gotten to her in June. They sent her a letter.
They 6 or 7 months behind.
Yeah, and she's been trying to get someone to call her back. Well, that's another. If you having some problems like that, you need to not only call Michigan Welfare Rights, you need to become a member of the organization and find out what's going on around you. You know, a lot of people like to see us when they food stamps have been off for months, and don't realize that they might be eligible for 10 or however months it's been on, to be able to get that back money. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you better get an organization that represents your interests and not the interests of the people that are putting you down.
All right, and Marion, along with that, I was starting to talk about these conversations we've been having with DTE. And there's an article in the Guardian magazine.
In the Guardian?
In the Guardian magazine. And I sent you a copy of it. And what the Guardian is saying is that there are 5 or 6 utility companies across the country that had received CARES Act money, federal dollars, and that DTE was one of them. So, you know, we raised sand about it. So, you know, long and short is that there was a very contentious, it really wasn't contentious, it was a detailed conversation with Welfare Rights, a couple of our members, and a couple of folks over at DTE. And some things were said, some things were, words were exchanged, but here's the outcome of that struggle. They said they were not aware of any households that they service, and they've got a couple of million customers across the state. They're only in Michigan, Lower Peninsula and Upper Peninsula. They were not aware of any cases that they were, you know, customers of DTE where lights and gas were turned off. So I said, well, okay, I know. I got 2 sitting here, that was yesterday, sitting in front of me right now. So here's the commitment that they made, and here's the commitment that Marion and I are about to offer today. Number 1, if you know someone whose lights and gas are off right now, lights and gas are off right now, you got to call the Welfare Rights Office, 313-964-0618, 313-964-0618, And the message you're going to leave is, I'm calling because my utilities are off. My name is, whatever your name is. My address is, whatever your address is, 23 East Adams, Detroit, 48226. So we need the zip code too. And my phone number is, and you're going to leave that phone number 2 times. If you say it fast, 313-961, we're not going to get it. So you have to say it slow enough for us to be able to hear what you're saying. 313, and leave your phone number, and we'll ask you to leave it twice. You should be leaving this information today. That's if your service is already off. Number 2, if you have a shut-off notice that's pending means it's about to happen. If you've got a shut-off notice and you're low income and don't have a clue how you're going to keep your service on, we want to hear from you too, because we're going to make DTE get involved in your case and protect your lights and gas until we can figure out how you can get a hold of some of these funds that have been set aside for you. Now, if you are a executive at General Motors, don't call us. We're not going to help you get your lights and gas on. And if you got a shut-off notice, we don't care. We're not going to help you.
You're right, you got
But
that
if
right.
you're low income, moderate income, and you're having trouble with this, and you've got a shut-off notice, and you know that you don't have a way of trying to protect yourself and protect your service, you got to call us at Welfare Rights, 313-964-0618, and you're going to leave the same message. I'm calling about my utilities that are about to be shut off. My name is, say it. My address is, say it. And my phone number is 313-0248 or 586 or whatever your phone number is, starting with the area code and your phone number. And our preference is that you say your phone number slow enough so that we can hear you. And leave that information, tell us that, so we will call you back and get the details of your case, and we will contact DTE on your behalf and make them do something to help you with your back bill, your current bill, and whatever your status is. Marion?
Yeah, and follow
Caller,
on.
be right with you.
We're going with the caller.
All right, well, you going to forget.
No, that's all right.
All right. She laughing. You
you know,
don't forget.
how you
All right, caller, thank you for waiting, and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. You are on the air.
Grand Rising again, ladies.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to give an update about the vaccines because of the holidays. I just called the Recreation Department and spoke to Sue Norlander, and she gave me this update because of the holidays. The vaccines next week will only be available on Monday from 2 to 8 p.m. No Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday. But the week following, they will have the regular schedule.
Go back to the regular schedule. So next week, and that's because Thanksgiving is coming up the following Thursday, so you can get your vaccine, and that's Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson, just that one day, Monday from 2 until 8.
From 2 to 8, yes.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
There's one more thing, too, about the turkey update.
Go ahead.
Because the city received the turkeys so early, they were passed out to all the senior buildings.
Turkeys were already passed out in Highland Park. Okay. Well,
I just think that's unfair, though, because we have a lot of seniors that live in the neighborhood that don't live in those buildings.
yeah, they live in their own private homes.
Their
Well,
own homes, and they were passed over.
Well, let me say this to you in just a moment. We have a turkey program that we're certainly willing to share with our sisters and brothers in Highland Park. So we're about to talk about that in just a moment or two, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
And thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
All right. Now, right now, we're talking about these DTE bills. If you have a shut-off notice, if your service is already off, if you know someone whose service is already off, you have to get a hold to them so that they can find us. And, you know, Marion, that's a challenge because if you have no lights and gas, that means you can't plug in your phone.
And they don't have, and they don't have phones on the streets like they used to.
Things are different. So, you know, folks may be living with relatives and friends, but they need to call us down at the Welfare Rights Office so that we can do something about getting your service restored. We need to do something about a shut-off notice that you have, and you don't have a way. I talked to some people yesterday, Marion. They had been sick with COVID, lost their jobs. They got behind. A couple of them were widows. All kind of problems that people are having. And we raised these things on this telephone call with DTE. And here's what happened, and then I'll go to the turkey situation. DTE stopped shutoffs in March of 2020. All right? And so from March of 2020 through to March of 2021, for a year, no shutoffs. And they were telling me that what they were doing is giving people information, they call it soft acknowledgments, where they were telling folks, you know, you should be paying a little something on your bill, which is what we always talk to people about, seniors, when they get that 4-month shutoff between November 1st and March. Pay something. So some folks paid, some didn't. And so from March of 2020 to March of 2021, and then March, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months after that, so we're talking 17, 18 months later, is when DTE resumed and went back to shutoffs. And what they did in August, we brought all this up. They said, okay, we have to have people to start making payments again. And so I asked the question, by then you had received the federal dollars, right? And they said, yeah. I said, well, okay, you received federal dollars, and now you're ready to disconnect service, but let me just check. From March of 2020 right up until the end of August 2021, did you start people off with a zero balance? Because you're the one that said we're not going to cut no service off and we're not going to bill you. That's your position. Did you start at a zero balance? And, of course, there was a moment of silence. And the answer was, well, no, we didn't zero everybody out. No, okay. All right, then how much time did you give people after when August came to say you need to pay whatever it is that you owe from the year before? Silence again, so I start whistling. All right, and they wanted the bill paid in full or payment arrangements within 30 days.
And you know the ironic part of this, Maureen, it's the same old program that they behinds have used for years. And what I'm talking about is come around to the time of the year when, say, September, DTE began to lay down their same old program of cutting people off. You better get some money from this place and that place and what have you. Look, those folks been getting money ever since we start having problem with this, what's the name of the?
LSP?
Not the LSP. Ever since the virus came here.
COVID.
And, you know, DTE got plenty nerves.
Well, I went further.
But let me finish. Went plenty of nerves to talk about, you know, not helping people out here, as well as, and I look at them, and I remember when Wavette was alive, too, on there. We used to look at them, we said, they are a bunch of crooks. And they living on us. But yet and still, they get away with it. And, you know, this is a practice every year.
This is a business practice. It is. So I went further. I was on the call, and Brianna and Sister Mary Ellen, and said, okay, I hear what you're saying, but that's ridiculous.
Yes,
and that's not an acceptable practice. You can keep doing that if you want. But now I'm demanding, Welfare Rights is demanding, we are all demanding that something has to change. And we start giving examples of cases. And they were so terrible. The cases are so terrible. Some of the administrators at DTE are the ones that said, okay, here's what we want to do now. Anybody with lights and gas off, we're going to turn them back on, and we'll work out the details later. I said, that sounds like a good plan. Anybody who's in the shut-off status and can't figure out what they're going to do, we're going to keep that service on, and we will help you navigate all through these other programs so that you can get some help. So that sounds like a good program. But I need to know something about number 3. And what's behind door number 3, Monty Hall? Say number 3 is that LSP program that they let go after we organized it with them, and it was doing so good. And there's a 2-year limit of time now that you could be on LSP, and that started in 2018. I said, well, what is that based on? People that are poor for 2 years, they might be poor the next year. I haven't seen where there's a deadline or moratorium on poverty. You can only be poor for 2 years, and then after that, you ought to be able to pay your bills. They absolutely agreed after I went over the details. That's ridiculous. If you are on the LSP program, and now you're off because you have, quote, unquote, served your 2 years, and you're still low income, you still haven't hit that lottery, you call Welfare Rights 313-964-0618, and we're going to get you on a program with them to protect your service. Those are the 3 things we were able to get.
I'm saying it again, and you just said it. Look, we've been doing this mess with DTE, with the water department and all this crap for years. And it's the same old mess, but yet, people say, well, our people dying and stuff like, well, that's a base of dying, when they don't let you have your water or don't, let you have your heat. It's time for you to get up and talk about, let's do something other than us doing something.
Yep.
Let it be a thing that we all come together and say, we're not going to take this no more.
Okay, and
I'm going to leave you with this. We need to look at the possibility of DTE and all the rest of them like that, and make everything public. Not that they be, owned by DTE and all that crap. They living on our time, and they don't. My thing is, they have worked welfare rights to death over the years, to try to make sure that people do not overlook those programs. DTE, get your people out into the communities and find out what's going on. Welfare rights can't continue because we don't have the people like we used to get out there and find out and fight like that. But we here. I'm sick and tired of this nonsense.
All right, now we've given out the number. Call Welfare Rights 964-0618, and again, you're gonna leave your name, you're gonna leave your address, zip code, and you're gonna leave your phone number so that we can call you and get the details and get that information over so we can help protect your utilities. Caller, we're getting down to the last 5 or 6 minutes. You are on the air, caller. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Gracie from Highland Park.
Yes, Miss Gracie.
And I just tell Marion, she's talking my language.
What's she say?
We are tired of these their own taking advantage of us. It needs to publicly.
Tell her she going in.
And that's what we're trying to do in Highland Park. We're trying to figure out a way that we get a better deal from these DT, or we can take away and establish a publicly utility.
She's on cell phone.
If I could nationalize stuff, I would. But we're not in that kind of position.
No, we're not. If she could nationalize, she would do it. But,
Howard.
Yeah.
So, I also to tell you.
Miss Gracie, your voice is going in and out.
Deadline. Organization Highland Park is, they're leading a charge, a community grant. And this is with Department C, it's worth $15 million. It's what they'll do. The Department of C is into a
Can't hear you. Miss
Yeah.
Gracie?
and
Miss Gracie, your voice is going in and out. And we.
let me get off here. Okay, can you hear me a little better now?
Yes, and you have 1 minute to make this announcement. Talk
Okay,
fast.
and I can call you back next week, too, about this. But they'll come into the city and work with the lead group and the lead group and talk about how we can actually become clean, use clean energy, talk about microgrid. You know, there's only so much connections that DTE can handle. We, in Highland Park, we lose power all the time, simply because the grid is old, and they have done nothing to replace and upgrade anything in cities like Highland Park and older cities. You know, Highland Park isn't the only one that's being neglected.
Okay.
So if there's a microgrid, you don't have to be connected to DTE.
Okay,
You
now,
can, people who, you know, there are a lot of people who need kidney services. They do that at home. They can't afford to lose power. You know, different equipment that people use.
Understood.
You know, for breathing.
Understood.
They can't afford to lose power.
Absolutely.
But with the microgrid, battery storage, and solar, they would be able to have utility service, but not have to connect to AT&T. So anyway, that's going to be explored.
Okay.
And this grant will allow Highland Parkers to explore that. It's not a money grant. I know they said that these technical services and these experts who are going to come in to help will put Highland Park in a position where they can write for grants and explore this clean energy ambition and vision that Highland Parkers have.
All right, now, Miss Gracie, we're going to need you to call 2 or 3 times about this so we can get a little bit more detail. Okay?
I certainly will.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We've got just a few more minutes, and we've got to get this turkey information listed.
Okay.
And thank you, Miss Gracie.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. All right. Marion, we're down to our last 5 minutes now. And there are a number of people that still may be interested in a turkey. All righty. And we've got some, and they're going to be passed out next Tuesday. And so we want to tell folks you have to reserve one. We don't have that many, but we got some. And if you're looking for a turkey, this is a different number you have to call. If you still need a turkey, next Tuesday they're going to be available, okay? And next Tuesday is 2 days before Thanksgiving. So we're talking about November the 23rd, 2-3. If you still need a turkey and you're interested in one, then you have to call this different number. You have to look for me at the school. Here's the number. You have to call and reserve a turkey. You have to call area code 313. The number is 537-3570, 537-3570, and you want extension 200. You're leaving a message for me, extension 200. You have to tell whoever answers the phone that I'm reserving a turkey. I'm calling to reserve a turkey. My name is, and my phone number is. So you have to leave your name and your phone number, and that's because we are not delivering. You have to come to pick it up. And so I'm going to tell you at that time where you have to come to pick it up. So you have to have some transportation. It's only going to be available between noon and 3 o'clock next Tuesday. You have to call today, tomorrow, tonight. If you're up in the middle of the night and you heard this message, you have to call to reserve a turkey. 313-537-3570. And you want extension 200 if you're calling to reserve a turkey. All right, Marion, we've got about 4 or 5 minutes left. We've done the turkey news. You said something to me just before we came on the air about Wayne Metro. I can give the number to Wayne Metro again, and then you say why it is necessary. The number to Wayne Metro, 313-388-9799. 388-9799. Now, why do people need that number, Marion, to Wayne Metro?
We heard this week that Wayne Metro has some more money, in particular around Highland Park, you know. And if you having some problems, you need to call Wayne Metro and see what they have money for. Don't sit and let that date pass and you're not able to after a certain date. Once
too late.
Yes, too late, and people are gonna be there quickly to try to get what they can to be able to survive. So come. What is today? Saturday.
No, today is Friday.
Oh, boy, I can't even keep up with that no more. Saturday. So, you need to, if you have the time today, you need to go to Wayne Metro or call that number Maureen just mentioned. And don't just throw the phone down, because you might not get someone immediately. But, Now,
what we're told is that Wayne Metro now has money available to help people in Highland Park with backwater bills.
Oh, yeah, that's the key thing.
Yeah, and so if you have a delinquent and arrearage water bill, this is where you call, 313-388-9799. But, Marion, they also will help you with a light bill, a gas bill, back taxes, okay? And they'll help with those things as well. Now, how long have we been giving out these numbers to Wayne Metro, Marion?
Well, they're waiting for us to dance down the street.
Months. Months. We've been giving out these numbers. It just doesn't make sense for folks not to call. There's a program called CERA, CERA, which is the COVID Emergency Relief and Rental Assistance. I've given it to Marion about 12,000 times, and if you need,
I'll be out there. I'll get somebody else, help somebody else, and forget about our household. I might stop that.
The number to Sarah, area code 313. The number is 322. Don't you write that number down no more here. 322-6222. And that's the number, the little commercial that comes on just before Marion and I come on the air. That's the same number. And that you can call there, and they're doing rent. They'll pay effective today and back 12 months, and we'll pay 3 months in advance. Okay, so the Sarah number is 322-6222. So people should be calling those numbers. I don't understand. No point in not calling the numbers, and then when I get to welfare rights, people will call me, Mary, and say, well, I wrote the number down, but then I lost it. I don't know. All right, so, Mary, we're down to our last 3 minutes. We've got a lot of problems in America, and, we tell people all the time that they need to get involved. Welfare rights shuts down in December, and we are about to be shutting down. Very good. We're about to be shutting down in about another couple of weeks, and we're not opening back up again until mid-January. And at that time, we're going to see about having new members. You can't join welfare rights now, okay? And we'll be opening up for new members in January. So, Marion, you've got about 30 seconds to make your final announcements of the day.
I hope that you end up with your gas on, your water on,
or protected,
all protected, because you heard us here, and you said it's no need in me sitting around no more. I'm going to take care of the ability of us to be able to have water and all that stuff at your home. So have a nice Thanksgiving and make sure it's the one that you're going to say, I'm getting up, me as well as the rest of my families, and get out here and make this a better world.
All right, we're signing off for the day. Lots of things going on. You should get involved sometime, someplace, somewhere. And like we say at the end of every broadcast, Marion, goodbye.